So for today's session, all you need is a chair and some space. So as usual, begin with sitting at that front edge of your chair, attending to the central pillar so that if there's any pelvic tipping out of position, you correct that, get the torso upright. Remembering this slight drawing of chin down, which opens up the back of the neck and skull. Hands comfortably on the legs where your shoulders can relax. And then sung, soft, supple, pliable, and released, soft. What happens is when you relax, the body dilates a little bit. So when we're tense and stressed and overactive, everything shortens and constricts a little bit, everything jams up. And when we relax, there's this in all directions, this sort of airing out, spacing. So we want to allow for that. Sometimes you can even feel as you relax, your posture becomes more upright just simply by letting go of that tension. Because again, I can sort of mimic it here. You can see it in my body. If I become tense everywhere, it jams my neck down, my shoulders in, my hips and legs jam together, the arms get more stuck. So you can see how this is cramping the interior space, and it's actually making us a little bit smaller. Whereas if you then relax, you let the shoulders drop, you let the chest have some extra room, you let the neck have some room, some space, then actually by doing less, you grow taller, grow more spacious. You also ground. You also settle. There's this quality of, they call it chunwon, soft, sunken, heavy. So let there be a heavy quality that goes down through the body, all the way through the chair and through your legs, under the ground. So allow that downward trajectory. And remember, it happens by itself. We don't have to push it down. We just let go. And then feel what's called Ching Ling, or light, nimble, agile. So that's this sense of, again, we're not jammed and stuck. We're dilated and long and spacious. And then there's a buoyancy. So when we stand up and do our Tai Chi movements, a lot of times people start to go, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. And we tense up again, and then we're stuck. And so the whole deal is stay open, stay long, stay spacious, and use that Ching Ling, or light, nimble buoyancy, to operate your vehicle, operate your body. Now into this body, breathing in through the nose, expanding, making room in the whole torso for a big full breath. And then when you're ready, exhaling out the nose or the mouth, all the way out to empty, even squeezing in a little bit. And then again, softening and inhaling. Big full breath. Holding full for a little bit. And then exhaling. All the way out. Holding empty. Inhaling again. Holding full. Exhale. Holding empty. Now let's add the movement. Slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back while you inhale. Chest up, chin up, arch. And as you exhale, slide your hands forward past your knees till your arms are straight. Hollow the chest. Drop the head and round your back. And again, inhale, sliding hands, elbows, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, arch. Hold that full breath, hold that shape, and then let's shape shift. Slide the hands forward, hollow the chest, round the back, drop the head. 3 more with the breath, and try to get very distinct shape change. Flexion and extension. Opening, unfolding, closing, folding. Last one. As you inhale, hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, arch. And settle to neutral in the middle. Twist. Slide left hand forward past the knee. Slide right hand and elbow back. Turn the shoulders. Turn the head. Inhale back to center. And exhale. Right hand forward, left hand and elbow back. Turn. Inhale, center. We add one little subtle addition. Notice this hand. So as you slide the hand forward, go to the inside of the knee and gently press this leg a gentle bit out to the side. So that now as you're turning away, you're also getting a nice little open to that groin area where the leg and hip meet. Inhale back to center. And we'll go the other way. So again, you slide that hand along the inside to the inside of the thigh or knee. Pull the other elbow back, turn the shoulders, turn the head. And inhale back to center. And again, slide left hand on the inside, right elbow pull back, turn the body. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Dynamic separation. We're trying to separate every part of the body from every other part of the body. But the word dynamic means they're still in contact with each other, in communication with each other. But the emphasis is that it can, each of these parts can separate. They can open and close. One more. And so when we're twisting, that's what we're doing as well. We're separating these parts and then letting them settle back to our neutral. Third movement. Hang the arms alongside you. Shift the weight to the right buttock. Side bend. Float your left wrist up. Your left foot float. Dangle. And then back to middle. Crown up top. And then hang the left arm down, right wrist floats up, lean. Then back to middle and lean. Back to middle, lean. Middle, lean. Lean. And middle. Scapular range of motion. Remember the shoulder blades lift and lower. The shoulder blades also squeeze back. That's called retraction. They settle to neutral and then they protract. So now from this protracted position, remember the chest has to hollow to allow this shape, right? It's a funny looking shape. But the point is we don't get stuck here. We do need to be able to make this shape, then lift the shoulders, then squeeze the shoulders back. And notice now the chest is puffing forward and up a little. We don't want to get stuck here either. Slide your shoulders down And then we don't want to be stuck here. Everything has to settle back to neutral. We do it again. Forward. So this shape where the chest is hollow, shoulder blades spread apart on the back. Lift up. Then keep them lifted as you squeeze them back. Chest has to puff. Slide the shoulder blades down and neutral. So neutral is, you could be super glued into neutral and that wouldn't be very useful, right? If I can't move, I might look like I have good posture, but I don't have function. So keep that in mind as we're doing all of these practices. Forward, up, back, down, neutral, forward. Let's do two more. Up, back, down, neutral. One more. So Taoist practice, the word function is just really important, that we're always trying to maintain and promote and develop function. Let's go the other way. Back, up, forward, down, neutral. Again, back, up, forward, down, neutral. Back and up, forward and down, neutral. Back, up, forward, down, neutral. Last one. Back and up, forward and down, and neutral. So again, we're back to the neutral position, but since we've done these mechanism movements, there's a different function underneath here than if we didn't do them at all, right? And as people age, just aging itself, hold on, let me adjust something here. Okay. But just the aging process itself, functions start to deteriorate. And so the Taoists saw that and they said, oh, well, let's do practices that keep those functions for as long as possible, right? Everything from walking to reaching, folding, and then all of that promotes organ function, digestive function. So it's sort of a harmonious view of the body. So each of these helps with that. Bring your feet together, knees together. Now we hip hinge forward, float the arms forward, bring the backs of your hands together. Now look at my body here. Notice I'm here, and then notice what I do there. I extend it. What I didn't do is lift. So soften long, fang song. Now keep long and go out. Now as you go out, sit back in the hips, circle around and in behind you, close to your body, and then we're back to neutral. I'm going to do it again. So hip hinge forward, fang song, or soften into length, all the way forward. Keep that length, go way out, right? We're pulling these mechanisms open. Sit back, sweep around behind and in, neutral. Forward, out, around, and in. So think of that as level one. That's sort of low level with the hands. Now, keep that fang song soft and long, and now lift. Go big open, out to the side. Notice here, the body has the ability to go a little bit behind, but we don't want to crank the arm back because it jams up the joint. So a little bit behind, slide down, body's a little open, arms a little back, and then neutral. Relax to neutral. Again, forward, up, big open. A little bit behind you, palms face forward as you come down, neutral. Arms in neutral, torso in neutral. One more at level two, forward, up, fang song, softening into length, way out. Palms face forward, slide down, neutral. Now we go full range, forward, fang song, soften into length and come all the way up, up, way up, and then peeling out, moving those internal gears and mechanisms and layers of tissue, and we always return to neutral, effortless neutral. Two more times, full range. Forward, up, keep going, keep going, keep going. Find your edge and then peel open. Remember, Fang Song, soft but full length, all the way out, 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 out. And neutral. One more. Forward and up. This could go nice with an inhale. And this can go nice with an exhale. And release. So there's more that we would do if we were going to really get into the chair-based stuff, but we're going to move on and get to standing shortly. But first, sit back in your chair just enough so you feel very sturdy, very stable. And then bring your right knee up. Take your hands, grab the knee, and draw the knee as close to the chest as you comfortably can. Think of that like a spring being loaded. Flex the foot, pulling the toe back. Now open the hands and push. So full extension, and then return to that loaded position, up and in. Put the foot down. And then we switch. So we're going to alternate each time. Load, bring the knee up, hands, draw it up as far as you comfortably can, and then open the hands, push, full extension, reload, draw it up, and down. So again, function, right? Not only is this good for flexibility, strength, this, that, and the other, but the function of the leg to load. When it's loaded, it can then do the function of push or kick or stand or climb, right? And then reload, so it could do it again, set it down. So function, full load. A lot of times we get to here, so we're trying to fully find that complete load. Then make sure you get the full expression through the limb, through the mechanism. Then reload and down. One more each leg. Now, foot and ankle, straighten the leg, point, flex, point, flex. There's just three main things to do with the foot to maintain its function. Point and flex. Second thing, tilt a little in, tilt a little out. That's invert and evert. That helps keep us stable and side to side, keeps us agile on our feet. And then putting those together for the circle to make sure there's not accumulation of debris, residue, barnacles in the foot, ankle, lower leg. Go ahead, reverse, circle the other way. Of course, there's more that the foot can do, and there's more challenge when we're standing with the feet, but this is just the basics. And other foot, pointing, flexing. Tilt in, tilt out, invert, evert. Circle. Reverse circle. Down. Scoot once again to the front edge of your chair. And one more function for the legs that's very important. Step the feet wider apart than hip distance. Lift your toes up and turn on the heels. Turn from the hips, turning so that the thighs internally rotate, the knees come close together, the feet turn in. And then the opposite of that, the complementary movement of external rotation, fully open. And then lift the toes, internal rotation. External rotation. Notice the pelvis, spine, arms, head, and neck, more or less can just be floating there undisturbed to the degree that this is dynamic separation, that there's movability here rather than glue or collapse. Then we can move without disturbing our equilibrium. And then feet neutral. And then lastly, here with the legs, lift the heels, turn the heels in, the knees out. And then lift the heels a little bit, go heels out, knees in. So now the balls of the feet stay on the ground, the heels come in and the knees go out, still external rotation here. And heels out, knees in, that's internal rotation here in the hips. Let's do it twice more. External, internal, external, internal, and neutral. Feet back to hip distance, tall through the crown of your head. Now in Tai Chi, one of the sayings is the primary direction is down. What that means is that's the thing that we need to make sure we are aware of is how are we getting down? How are we grounded? Currently, it's through the chair, a little bit through the feet, but mostly the chair. So when it comes time to stand up, if I just go for it from here like this, I fall back because this is where my body is. My feet are here. So that's why we have to do some degree of fold and forward. Now my weight is down through the feet. So then I can stand up because I've taken care of the down. So come forward enough to get your weight out of the chair and above your feet. Then you can stand. Now, the opposite is true when we're sitting. We keep the weight in our feet for 98% of the time. The hips go back. Sit the buttocks. Notice when the hips are back, my head and shoulders have to be forward. So I have to kind of counterbalance around the foot and ankle. Reach back, say, okay, I got my chair. Then commit to your chair and go back. And again, to stand up, it's got to be forward, then we can go up. Forward so that the weight gets down. Keep the weight down by being relaxed. So when you stand up, try to not grab, grab, grab. Try not to do a bunch of stuff up here if you can help it. Try to relax. The more relaxed you are, the more space there is to just fold and sit. Right? So it's Tai Chi when you use hydraulics and sung, softness and folding and ease to move this body. That's Tai Chi. It's not just a collection of interesting movements. It's a mode of function. Go ahead, standing up. Now, don't sit in your chair. Do it exactly like this. Fold, sink, but don't sit in your chair. Sit really low, but then just come right back up, all the way tall. So we want to get to the point where the weight's down under the feet and we can just be relaxed and disappear hips and sink and rise with relative comfort and ease. So if you got stiffness in your back, that'll get in the way. Stiffness in the buttocks and hamstrings, that'll get in the way. So go slow enough and just sink down and feel that nice stretch to the buttocks and back. Release your shoulders and then come back up. All right, so we're trying to tenderize, soften the density and tension. One more. And we're back to stand. So now, facing forward, feet a little bit apart from each other, comfortable distance. You just don't want them like this. Try to have just at least a little bit of space, if not more, comfortable, right? And then let the knees be bendable. Notice how that's different than saying bend your knees. Because if I say bend your knees, usually we go, oh, and we stick them into this jammed position. But have a feeling like they're open, right? See this little ability my legs have to just soften and be bendable. So that softness, we want that everywhere in the body, but especially in the legs. Now keep a slight soft bend in the knees. Let's do rising hands. Float the arms forward and up. Key here, notice this shape in my arms. I'm not locked, but I'm not bent. They're like a hose where the water's turned on. We all know what that looks like, a hose with the water turned on. There's flow going through, wrists are relaxed, right? Now, settle the shoulders, then the arm, then this part, then this part. So settle and get to this shape to where your fingers are slightly above the wrists, and then sweep down like you're painting the wall with your fingertips. Take the arms behind from this junction here. And then sink and relax, shape change. Notice how now the wrists were like that. Now they're like this. So get them like this, and then like you're painting the wall with the back of your hand. And then this little settling, sinking, relaxing, and paint with the fingertips. Twice more. Rising hands. Flow through the limb to this position and then sweep. Adding a quality of rising and sinking through your bendable knees. So as you rise, unbend the knees. As you sink, slightly soften the knee. Let's do one more of those. Rise with a little rising. Again, it should feel more and more over time like you're in the ocean, like the wave just lifted you up. Now, low cradle in front. Rise and float out to the side. The crane opening its wings. Then this little change through the limb, right? This change. And then sweep. And then this change. Rise. Straightening the legs a little bit. And then this change. And then sweep. Sinking. Rising and sinking. Rise. Sink. Sinking chi to the belly. Wings. Now from here, roll your arms, palms up, fold at the elbows, hands come over top. And then as the hands sink down through the middle, soften through the legs, sink just a bit through the body. Relaxed arms, keep them very relaxed. Wings, keep space and openness through the arm, roll, palms up, and then just a soft elbow fold brings the hands right over top into position. And then this sinking down through the middle, through. Wing, roll, fold. Sink down through the middle. Wing, roll, fold while rising. Sinking through the body. Down. Complementary movement. The geyser flows up and out. So backs of hands touch, come up with the hands close to your body. The shoulders and elbows have to kind of get out of the way. And then palms face forward. And then you go up and out till you get to wing position. And then sink through the body, wings come down. Backs of hands face each other. Come up. As you're coming up, rise through the body, palms up and out. Full extension. So get to that place where it's this Fang Song length. And then sink. Internally rotate. Hands stay close to the body. Come up. Geyser flows up and out. One more. These hydraulic movements where we're relaxed the whole time. That's what you start to feel with Tai Chi. Now, wing. Turn your right palm, roll palm up. As that right hand folds up over top, crane wing sweep left hand under so that they arrive at the top. You can sort of see in your mind a ball, right? And I'm at the bottom and the top of this ball. Now come to the middle of the ball Make sure the bottom hand came up and the top hand came down, and then go back to the top and bottom of the ball. Now go around the ball. The right hand goes up and out, left hand crane wings sweep. Big round movement, top and bottom. Magnets attract the hands to the middle, repel away from each other, around, over and under. As the hands come together, sink through the legs a little bit, and then rise through the legs. Sink. Rise. And both hands down. Scoop in front now. Scoop up. Straighten the legs. Bring the hands up, 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 up. Turn the hands over. Now on this particular sort of downward press, heels of the hands lead. So the hands change a little like this. Down. So leading through the heel of the hand, down through the body. Then turn the hands and scoop, come up, rising through the body. Turn the hands over, lead through the heels of the hands, down. Release at the bottom. So make sure you get Cheryl. Don't get stuck here. Finish through the limb. See that final, yeah, there. Finish through there and then soften at the end and let the arms hang totally loose and scoop. And then all the way to the top and then turn over and press all the way. Get to that full extension and then release one more time. Pung, or the rising wave, that's that rising energy. And then the trough of a wave, a sort of suctioning down. This. Now, hands come up to chest level, pull elbows back. Now we're loaded or stored. Turn the hands over for push. So we don't stop here, we don't stop here, we don't stop here. All the way to full extension where even your scapula come a little bit around, right? You see that movement in my back there. Allow for that full extension and then come around the back side and draw. The energy names for these two, G meaning forward expansion, sort of like the wave going up the shore, and then turn the hands, and Lu meaning backward suction. Think of that suction you feel from the wave when it's going back into the ocean, which is different than the swell and the trough. So we're expressing G all the way. Let it finish, right? All the way to the end. And then Lu back. Right? Which is more than if I just say, okay, mechanically go forward and back. No, there's this energetic, this fluid matrix we want to feel in our movement, hydraulic mechanics, and then back. Now, turn left hand to face forward, G with the left hand. When you do it with one hand, it induces a nice turn, right? You rotate to your right a little bit. Now turn your left hand to face your body, right hand face forward. We've got one G, one Lu, making lieh, or splitting. Turn the hands, and we've got one of each. Turn, one of each. Turn, one of each. This one is great for many reasons. One of the best for our purposes, it's helping us find the two groin and the belly and low back turning pivot. So feel this mechanic down here turning inside like an internal mechanism. Turn and turn. Now that hopefully you're feeling that mechanism to some degree, bring the hands back and down. And we've got two legs. So from this middle, change more of your weight to your right leg. Notice your left leg has less. Come back to the middle, through the middle, and the weight down through your left leg. And change. Vertical pillar, like where we started practice. Relaxed and soft. Arms hanging loose. Loose. Now, shift to your right leg, turn from your middle pivot, and fang song your hands over to the right. Keep them extended that way as you shift to your left leg. Then turn from your middle pivot, brush knee, sweep the leg. Fang song, soft and long, hands over to your left side. Keep them over there, turn the palms so they both face to the right, and then shift leg, turn belly, turn middle pivot, and then brush and sweep. Fang song, soft and long over here, shift, turn, brush, and sweep. We're going to do that a few more times. So the key here is this. One, my hands are close to my body, so they're not too far out here. That's often what people do. Keep them close, right in this space, right in front of you. Extend, turn, and then shift, turn, brush knee, and sweep the leg like a broom. Brush and sweep. Turn the hands, and we're stored and ready to go. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Now, your right arm floated up around chest level, standing palm vertical. Turn your left palm so it's ready for brush knee. Now, shift leg, turn from the belly, then it's brush knee, swat the jumping fish. Now the arms change places. The right hand goes down, the left arm floats up. Left hand turns to standing palm. And make sure, notice how that right hand, it's easy for it to kind of drift over here. Keep the dynamic tension, the fang song, keep it here so that when we shift and turn, it's got all of this function, all this room to actually brush that space clear. And this one has all that space to swat across, right? And then left hand down, right arm floats up. Make sure you keep the left hand over here in this general region so that when we shift turn, you got all that functional brush knee, swat fish. And then as the right arm comes down, left arm's floating up, and we shift, turn, brush, and swat. The fish starts jumping a little higher now. So the low hand still does the same thing, but now your high hand comes up around face level or above the head, whatever a higher level would feel good to you. And change, shifting, turning, brushing, swatting the higher jumping fish. Change, shift, turn. All of this is done with a slight sink quality in the legs, right? So we're sunk down through the legs as we do this. On this next one, let's add the rise and sink. The bear scrapes the sky. So now we're reaching, straightening through your right leg. Reach. Be fully extended as you shift and turn. And then as the right hand comes down and left arm starts to come up, sink through the body, sink through that left leg. Sort of like a spring that's loading, and then express from that loaded spring, reach. Try to touch the highest point in your room that you could reach to. And then settle, not only the arm, but the whole body down through that right leg. So there's a rise, full extension, and a sink. And then a rise, last one. full extension, reach, turn the body. The weight changes into that right leg. Now it stays in your right leg. Wing, roll, fold. This is now stored for a push. Shift, turn, brush knee, and push. Full extension of that push. Start that push hand coming down as the other hand wings, rolls, folds. Shift, turn, brush knee, push. Full extend. Right arm wing, roll, fold as left hand is coming into the water, but it stays on that right side of the body. And then it's shift, turn, brush, push, full extension of your right arm, left arm wing, roll, fold. Make sure the right hand gets to its place. Shift, turn, brush, and push. Once you learn what we're doing, the challenge becomes timing things, which increases the challenge on the neural network, the brain and body. Fold. And then getting everything to move together, relax. The shift, turn, brush, push. And as we're fully expressing through the arms, to not be pulled off of the ground. So you can soften long, fang sung, and fold back in, all while retaining a quality of equilibrium and verticality and all that. Shift, turn. Brush knee and push. Fang sung, soften along the limbs. As your left arm is pushing there, make sure your right arm hasn't lost awareness. It should be winging. Just like we did earlier. As the left hand's coming down, the right arm should be rolling and folding. And then we're stored, ready to then express or issue, brush and push. Shift, turn, brush, push. Now, both hands dip down into the water. Wash your paws. Wash. Settle. Now we change the foot position and foot challenge. Put all your weight in your right leg, turning on the ball of your left foot, turn the heel in 2 degrees or so. Just swivel. Shift into that left leg and bring your right foot in. So now you've got this little ballet turnout. It could be 1 degree or 2 degrees or 3 degrees, but comfortable. And then sink. Notice how there's this ability to keep the tail under and sink with just a little bit of bend in the knees, not too much. And also notice I'm not jamming my body forward. I'm not sticking it out. It's just this right down this middle here. So put all the weight in your left leg, empty your right foot, lift the heel, get to the tip of the toe, and touch the toe out in front. Leg is in neutral. When you bring the leg back, slightly externally rotated in the leg, foot turned out. Change your weight to the right leg. Empty left, so you can lift to the tippy toe, touch the foot out in front. Bring it back. Change. And notice, if possible, arms and shoulders loose. Vertical pillar, relaxed. So we're just changing. Bringing the foot back with no body weight, changing the weight underground, touch, bring it back. Now let's add the hands, the arms. Change the weight to the left leg, right foot touches out. Bend your right elbow, point the fingertips straight up to the sky, and your left arm, have it just this very subtle awareness piece of it, right like that, right? So there's hanging, and then there's awareness, kind of dipping your fingers in the water a little bit. Now bring your right foot back, heel touching the other heel, and as you change your weight, hands change. So right hand goes down, bend left elbow to point fingertips up, put left toes out in front. Bring that foot back. Nothing changes in the upper body. So the foot comes back by itself, and then everything changes. Shift. Left hand's on its way down. Right hand bending at the elbow. It's on its way up. Toe, touch. Remember what I said about timing? That ends up being the neural network challenge. First, what are we doing? And then can you do it all together? Bring the foot back. Nothing changes. Then shift the weight. Everything slowly changing. So Cheryl, notice how your right arm got all the way there before everything else changed, right? So be a little more attentive to slowly right hand coming down. So put your right arm back up, put it up. Slowly, as your weight is changing, right hand going down slow, left hand coming up slow, left foot empty, and they all arrive. Then bring that left foot back, nothing changes. So the left hand should still be right where it is. Then shift, slowly left hand going down, slowly right hand floating up, slowly right foot empties, and float the toe out, golden rooster, standing on one leg. Bring that foot back, nothing changes, and then shift the weight. Everything changes slowly and together. Have the idea or the understanding that this places a load on the neural network. So you got your brain, nervous system, nerves shooting out. This is no load. This slow. The brain is working. The nerves are working. The brain's finding how to control the network. Tai Chi is just so special at helping us train that. And this is just the beginning level of this movement. But just try to get that coordination. Let's do one more each way. Notice also the middle. So all of this changing is happening, but there should be a quality of stillness. Even though there's movement, there's change, there's high to low, low to high, empty, full, but a quality of stillness inside. And that's the equilibrium that we're all looking for as we're aging and dealing with whatever we're dealing with. Let's go ahead and bring it back. Both hands down. Wash your paw. So it's paradoxical. Stillness inside of movement. Those things shouldn't go together. You should have to choose one or the other, but that's not the case. With understanding of Tai Chi, because we can be spacious and open and fluid, and we have this pivot inside that's got sort of endless freedom of movement if we cultivate. Wash your paws. Now, the bear the bear playing with the clouds. So take your right hand, sweep the lake. The lake turns to vapor, floats up, and is now a cloud. Have this at chest level here. Also have space here, so it's not tight and stuck. It's open. It's also not fully extended. It's this round quality here. So we've got a cloud in the sky. Now shift and turn, cloud and lake. So, right, if you lost track of the left arm, oh yeah, bring it on. Track both limbs. The cloud raining down while the lake vapors up, and then we're ready to go. Shift and turn, cloud, lake. The cloud up high, the lake down low. The cloud raining down, the lake vaporing up. And then shift, turn. Remember, you have a middle. So really what we're doing is cultivating the middle. We're trying to contain going too far, right? With that could look like, oh, this arm got all the way there, or this arm beat me, or what often with this one happens is this. People go too far in the hip instead of shift just enough to get the weight over that leg, turn, but don't get too far over there. Keep your line. And then sung, soft, supple, pliable, loose, buoyant movement. Remember what I said about Qing Ling and Chun Wan? Chun Wan is let everything that can go out of your body, let it go out. Don't hold. And then use that Qing Ling, that nimble quality, this light quality. Doesn't mean sloppy. It also doesn't mean collapsed. It's full. It's attentive all the way to the tips of the fingers and everything in between, but yet it doesn't have tension. Another paradox. Now let's add a challenge. We come over to the left side. As your hands are changing high to low, bring your empty foot all the way in and all the way out without any body weight. Then shift and turn. Cloud, lake, rain, vapor. As the hands are changing, bring that other foot in and out. Shift and turn. As the hands change, in, out, shift and turn. In, out, shift and turn. In, out. So we have to be clear. Middle, full leg. Because this is full, I can, without clumsiness, slide this in and slide it out. But notice it's still empty. Then underground, change the weight. Now this is my full leg. So now I can slide that empty foot in, empty foot out, shift and turn. One more each way. So there are thousands of Tai Chi movements, from simple to more complex. But what's important is the principles. Let's go ahead and wash the paw. The principles of middle, of body upright, of sung, soft, supple, relaxed, of separating full and empty, right? Especially in the Monday class where we do more of the gait and balance, we see how walking, the key is, can I fill one and empty the other, and then go down to the earth and fill that one, so I can step this and fill that and fill that, and I can walk backwards that way as well. Fill, step, fill, step. So we work on all this, work on sideways movement, work on turning and rotating and seeing how body upright, middle, empty, the empty foot can move. Now I got to make that foot the full leg so that I can turn out. So all the complex movements you might play with in Tai Chi require an understanding of the underlying infrastructure. Middle, vertical line, softness and suppleness, separating empty and full. And in the Yang Tai Chi, the fifth principle is beautiful lady's hand, they call it, right? You can see here this Tai Chi hand. So it's not this, it's not this, not all the things that we're doing with our hand. It's this loose, and yet while it's loose, right, there's all of this function, right? And we do those movements, different hand positions, right? There's all this, right, tiger claw. Everything that the hand can do is made possible through beautiful lady's hands, soft, supple, relaxed, right? So just this understanding that it's not about acquiring a million movements, because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of things to do, but seeing inside of doing something you can remember. You can remember what we did today and do it every day. You can watch the videos, of course, but also you can just be standing around and going, yeah, what was that? The geyser comes up and out, the crane wing, fold over, settle. Oh, this push and shift and turn, right? And Tai Chi, eventually it just kind of takes over if you just put some music on and you know? So anyway, you want to crack open the egg and start to play with the principles and the hydraulics and all of that. All right. Thank you, everybody. Any questions, thoughts? Feel free to unmute and let me know.